What's going on, guys? Welcome back to episode 26. Now that we have taken out Traka, we will gain access to 3 new side quests. So as far as your loadout getting into this, we're worried mainly about Plague more than anything else. So Necklace of Steel Plague, Ring of Steel Plague is going to be vastly important. Aside from that, Undead Hunter's Lantern, Fire is going to be the best buff that you're going to have. These enemies are very, very weak to it. It's going to help quite a bit. This, what we're doing is rather difficult, to say the least. Then aside from that, we're obviously going to want to have on our Plague Cleanse, and then we're also going to want to have on Fire Cleanse as a backup. Now, the Undead Hunter's Lantern is not going to be an issue right away. Like I said, 3 new side quests. We're really just getting set up for everything at once. So, you will not need any dialogue from NPCs to access your first quest, which is going to be Lacrima. Second one involves Tristan. The third one's we'll cover that. It's rather short, straightforward. It doesn't involve any main NPCs. It's just Khazan helping an old friend type deal. So, either way, getting into Lacrima. So once you get here, you're going to meet Defrona, and Blade Phantom's going to give you some dialogue. So this is really tied into them and their backstory. So you're going to learn at one point Blade Phantom tried to rebel against Charon and take the throne of the underworld. So he's going to ask you to gather a bunch of lacrima. That way he could gain strength. Lacrima empowers netherworld beings. So Defrona, as someone who's very loyal to Charon, is kind of coming here to warn him, hey, you keep getting too strong, this is going to grab the attention of Charon, and you need to be worried about dispelling all the chaos. So that's what you're going to get into here. And she's giving us a warning too, it will make you powerful, but you don't want to, attract scrutiny from Charon if you get too strong. You become a threat, you're going to get his attention. That's kind of what you're getting there. So as soon as you go up, you're going to have one guy here, and like I said, it's all plague, fire, right? So once we have them, we're going down. These guys have more health than you might remember. You might be used to these guys. Very aggressive. It's never fun being in a tight space like this. Now, this is what makes this area so hard. You're going to deal with this a lot. We have a very tight quarter. You have a field creation, he's spamming fire, right? But then you also have these little guys. So you have 2 options. You could let them come to you, or we could buff with fire, try to time our dodges. Yeah, it's difficult, to say the least. Thank you. It's very difficult, to say the least. Thank you. Now, if he tries to help you out, it's going to be really nice. But he doesn't always do that. Back, watch out for that plague. We're gonna let that die down, see what it gives us. Thank you. Now over here, something some of you may have been waiting for a long time. So at the start, I told you at the start of the walkthrough that if you farm Blade Phantom, his set would carry you till you got better options. Well, now we're gonna get the scroll. So his set's just as good as any other set, and it works for every build, which I like. But you'll be able to get it around level 100, where we are, and then you're also be able to get it a unique quality. So you can have the special attack it does, and it's a quite good choice. It's just it covers, it's just a nice basic set. It's really, really powerful. It's considered a boss set for sure, but it's a common set, I guess you could say. The skill it has is very, very powerful. The stats are phenomenal. So if you want just a good set that covers you on all bases, that's very much it. Now this is the rest of our golden set. So the golden set is arguably the best set for Spirit. I don't think it is, but there are people that will argue this point, and that's because it is very, very good. So we talked a little bit about it before. Where you at? So, anytime you attack from behind the enemy, you get 10% more stamina damage and 10% more regular damage. You get Moonlight Awakening, which is a phenomenal skill. Aside from that, Trance does 20% more damage, and then it costs less stamina to dodge. So it's very, very potent. So what Trance Awakening is, and typically anytime you get a boss set that comes with a skill, you usually have to go down here, and on PlayStation at least, you'll hit square and you'll have to slot it. It's just like a spirit skill, right? Some are just passives. So what this does is after I use Trance, I just hit R1, then boom, does the last hit of your combo, throwing you right back into Moonlight states. But it also does this by throwing you through the enemy and behind them. So instead of having 1, 2, 3, no, I just hit Trance, R1, boom, that's that third hit of, and puts you right in Moonlight. So it's just really, really powerful. Phenomenal set if you guys like it. It's one of, like I said, one of the best there is, right?
lacrima.
I think there's other sets that boost damage and give you more spirit and stuff like that. So when you drop down, it's very important to hit this edge here because that's an upgrade for your spirit. It's really easy to miss that. Then when you get here, just to kind of show this off, I think it's probably overkill, but it is really helpful. If you put on Concentrated Fire Essence, and we've showed this little gig before. I don't use it all the time, but it does help out. So I'll do fire damage over time. Look at that. Even that big dude just got 8 right up. It's just a nice, nice little way to wipe everybody out. I don't like having more than like 4 things on quick out of it. It's just a lot to scroll through. It's a lot. So we're going to take him. Now, I also told you to get to the back half of the game, instead of having to farm bosses, you'll find piles of the special resource you need for bosses. So another war mineral. That's for Blade Phantom set. But if you look, like for instance, which is Tentacles is for Traka's set. That is for Maluka's set. That's for Elamane's set. So you have to, typically farm 6 to 8 of these to craft that full set. When you will start finding them out in the world, you'll find 3 at a time. You don't know when, right? Like here's Blade Phantom, but somewhere else will be, for another set. But on top of that, you can also just buy 3 of each from the dungeon, so you can get enough, and you don't really have to farm the boss. But you have to wait until you find out the world, which kind of sucks. So this part is really, really difficult, to say the least, because you got field creation, but you also got a bunch of these fucks. And then we got the maintainer stamina, so be warned. Try to stay very aggressive. If you can separate, obviously, try to separate. That's why Trance Awakening is so powerful. Because, I used up that full moon, knocked me out of Moonlight. I hit Trance, R1 right after, I'm back in Moonlight. So that's kind of what I was talking about. Alrighty, so that's going to be your random loot chest. Now we're going to go on up. So get ready for a fight. Oh, they're fireware off, son of a bitch. Hey, stop it. Sometimes you can knock these guys off. Or we can just try to use Shadow Relic and get behind them. But yeah, sometimes it works. Like that. Now where he lands is somewhere we've already been, so we don't even have to, worry about fighting him. But either way, just behind him, soul stone. I think you could have thrown a javelin through the cell there and got that, but not a big deal. Now this is actually where we're going to go down and get to the final boss. However, I want to try to get rid of this guy. Get me out of there. We'll deal with them later. At least he's not going to be firing, a bunch of bullshit while we're up top. So, like I said, this is where we go down. We still have a memory to grab. I just like getting all the guys out first. That's what makes it hard. It's just really this one stretch. Now we can, go on around. If you notice, there's a little wall there. You can't use that other ladder. Now the boss fight's pretty much the same thing. If you notice, the whole area's been a bunch of plague enemies, field creation. A bunch of plague enemies, field creation, like every single time. Well, expect more of it, because that's where we're at. That's 14. Alright, so we're gonna go in here and buff with fire. Really aggressive. That's that's what you gotta do. And we could go on down to guys and just raise our resistances to plague as well. Right? It's gonna help. But buff with fire, be very aggressive, because the thing with it is you have to fight these guys and play. There's nowhere, nothing you do. I'll usually not even worry about a cleanse, and I'll just try to heal to it. I mean, obviously if I can get a cleanse off, of course. But as you notice, you don't really. I mean, like every now and then, just cleanse it. But yeah, you don't really have the time. How the hell did we miss that? Told you, it's not easy, dude. Not exactly hard, it's just annoying. Just keeps interrupting your attacks. And I typically would just kind of ignore these other guys if I can, because while we're doing our wide swipes, we might be able to just, you know, hit them as we fight the big guys. Yep, he's, you know, I told you, it's not easy, guys. It's not easy. Stick with it. He was in frigid state, not good. Oh, we're out of healing. Oh yeah, there we go. So, you know, we were pretty much dead, but we got it. Doesn't matter. Yeah, boss is done. Does not matter. It was rough. It is what it is. It could have lined up a little bit better, but, you know, I'll take it. A win's a win. I don't care how rough it, you know, it is. We got it. So you have a little bit of dialogue with Blade Fair, which is actually kind of funny, but if you guys want to check it out, go for it. Now, from this point, we're going to have to go on over and talk to Tristan, as Tristan is going to give us the dialogue needed for our next quest. As mentioned, you know, most of the time it's locked behind dialogue. You don't get the dialogue, you can't have access to the quest. So we learned last episode with the letter we found that Tristan was supposed to get married before he went off to war. I want to break this down because I don't have the time. If you guys don't want spoilers, I'll give you 5 seconds. Either way, so you guys could just enjoy your own time. But what happens is when Tristan went off to war, he had a wife, Lydia, that he was, you know, he was going to get married. He don't even know what she answered because they're writing each other. So he don't know if she said yes or no. Well, Lydia had a best friend growing up. His best friend had a crush on her. She wanted to marry Tristan. So this best friend got involved with Ozma, got corrupted by chaos, and pretty much killed Lydia and was going to try to kill Tristan for Ozma and them. You know, it all connects, but it's a side question.
We need to...
So, unrequited love.
There are matters I need to take care of in Aldavir. My beloved Lydia is dead.
I must find out what happened, but that's what happened. So her best friend fell in love with her. She didn't want him, so he gets mad, you know, teams up, gets corrupted by chaos, and tries to corrupt them by chaos. And that, you know, that's kind of what's happening. But he was also the protector of the home they lived in. So he betrayed, you know, her family and everything else. So either way, unrequited love. Like I said, we have 3 side quests, so we're going to try to just blitz through it. Right now we're doing good, but this one's a little bigger than the others. It's got a familiar fight that just kind of takes a while with the boss. It's probably the only real boss of the whole episode. And then, you know, we still have 1 more quest to do. So either way, once we go on up, we're going to go ahead and get your Blade Nexus. And this is just your Citadel all over again. You know, what we just did with Traka. Alright, so over here on the right, you're going to start meeting new demons, right? So these are new, I guess, chaos beings, you can call them. This one kind of sucks. Just giving you guys a heads up. Kind of sucks. It's kind of dumb apparently, too. So she's using those little snakes on the back of her arm, and they're really hard to time the deflections. But if you can stay on her, stay on her. He says she's not someone to take lightly. That's damn sure. Do not take her lightly. But I think dodging is probably going to be better than deflection just because of, you know, her timing is very, very hard to read. So either way, get your soul stone and we cannot drop down. Okay. Then we're going to head on down to the right hand corner. Augment of Wisdom, we didn't talk about that. Obviously, the gem's just meant to be sold. But Augmented Wisdom is when you have to pay lacrima to change your attributes. And you remember, the cost goes up and up and up. Well, that will re-roll the cost, so it'll stay at that 500 every time you use one of those. If you notice, it starts at like 495, then goes to 700. Next thing you're paying like 20,000 to change your attribute. Well, Augmented Wisdom re-rolls the cost. So that's how you use that, because you don't know what you're gonna get. You know, it's always completely random, unfortunately. Now, I don't really get into this until we get, you know, really nice boss set at unique quality, which we're starting to get to now, just not the one I want. So that's when I really get into my attributes. About halfway through the third area, you know, the area we're in now, third region. That's up to you guys. You could have done this from the start. It's not a bad idea too. It's just really expensive, so it takes away from levels early on. So that's why I said I'd wait. If I was you guys, I'd wait. Yeah, right around the time I get my jar helm, when we get our 32 jarlings, that's when I do all that build maintenance, and I'll probably cover that briefly, you know, when the time comes, because you can get it set up and be exceptionally, you know, exceptionally powerful for the end game. So either way, guys, once you clear your way, just get ready for a drop on him. And remember, these guys like to grab you. Okay, buddy, that's done. Yeah, you gotta remember, they like to grab you, like so. To be honest, I never knew which one did it. Thank you. Don't trust any of them. Just, you know, just kill them all. Be safe about it. So, bloodied old diary. That kind of tells you what, you know, what's happening here. So, bloodied old diary. An old diary of mysterious origin. Today, a maid was found dead while cleaning. I thought the annex would be safe with Guido, so that was Lydia's best friend. I thought the annex would be safe with Guido, the master swordsman, around. But now, even this place feels dangerous. Late one night on my way to the restroom, I found the guard collapsed. In his final moments, he clutched me tightly. I leaned in to catch a faint whisper. He barely managed to utter the name of his killer. Shockingly, the person who took his life was... The rest is an illegible... The paper stained with blood. So obviously Guido is going around killing everybody. They probably found out who he's working for.
I'm scared too.
So he's like, Guido was in love with Tristan's fiance. She wouldn't be with him, so he let Osmond them get to him, corrupt him with chaos. Made him obviously very powerful. But then he started going around killing all the family he was supposed to protect, Lydia's family, because he worked for her parents. So that's all the lore you take in at your own time. Unfortunately, it's actually one of the quests I wanted to show, the one, you know, wanted everyone to see, but we just don't have the time. Alright, bitch. Make sure you got that. Make sure you got that buff on. Yep, I told you, it's pretty fucked up. Fighting her. I didn't have a chance to tell you she was coming either, because usually she doesn't trigger and you have to take all these fuckers down, and then when you go for the stairs, that's when she comes. For whatever reason, she came early, so we didn't get the shit set up. Okay, bitch. You know what? Yeah, she'll go crazy. The other thing too, guys, she just doesn't really stop. You know what? Go ahead. Thank you, you annoying biatch. Yeah, so usually, like I said, I didn't even get a chance to tell you she was coming, because you'll work your way down, you fight these guys, you'll get rid of them, and then right when you get to the top of the stairs, that's when the fight starts. I think usually she even has her back turned, so I do apologize, it doesn't typically go that way. Either way, once you have her taken on out, good news is if you went through a lot of your resources, we're about to get you a shortcut. Just make sure you're not missing any drops here. Yeah, that's what I thought. It should be pretty good. That's random, by the way, guys. Alright. Now, she was a mini-boss. She is not going to respawn. So, like I said, if you guys want to rest, this is the time to do so. So, all we did so far is just, you know, make a big loop around. But we know that whole half is done. Oh, you know what? We never put in our upgrades. We've gotten a few upgrades. Even if it's spirits I'm not using, let's, you know, let's make sure we get them. So we got one for Veronica. We got one for Constantine. Okay, then Wolfric's coming. Ketchta already has his. I already want to go back to Ketchta. Yeah, let's do it because that stamina, it is a big difference, guys. Well, no, I still want to level up Wolfric. We might want him for the final boss just to get extra damage. We'll see. So either way, yep, we're all caught up. So we're gonna rush on in. This time we're just gonna go up the stairs to the left and push it to the back half. You also notice these smaller chaos enemies are getting much more complicated. They're actually using weapons now. If you guys recall, they're just like scratching at you every now and then before, but now they're using weapons. So even they are going to become more formidable. So just a reminder, make sure y'all get that soul stone. If you don't want to miss that. Alright, there should be... I thought there's usually a guy that rushes out here. May have been him. He's got a lot of health for what he is. Stop it. Thank you.
Thank goodness for Guido. There's protection on this Lydia.
Yeah, thank goodness for Guido. Alright. So once we get that mess fucking cleaned up, now we're pushing to the end. So I do like to buff up here. If you guys remember the Twisted Mage, they're kind of like her where they have that venomous tail. Now, you're not going to see them. There's two. You're not going to see them because they're hanging from the roof. So what we're going to do is drop them down. Fucking stay on them. Stay fucking aggressive here, guys. Fight could be either very hard or not so bad depending on how you play it. Alright, and there's other enemies too. These guys are the threat. They're who we're after. Thank you. Alrighty. So now that we got him down, we'll go ahead and just clear this corner and work our way back out. So if we miss anything, we'll get on the way back out. We're already here. Yeah, that's where the fight kind of throws you. So this is the other half of the Great General set. So just like before, you find half in the main area, you find half in the side area. So not doing your side content, you're not going to get the full set. So you can craft it. Now your Jarling is almost in the exact same place as it was when we originally did the Citadel, which I find really weird because it never goes that way. It usually try to throw you off. Like if the Jarling's here the first time, if you do a side quest like the same area, probably like downstairs or in the elevator shaft, like they try to throw you off. Here they literally put it like 5 foot away from where it was the first time, so it's kind of crazy. So going on over here to the left hand side, get you guys something really good, really good. Look at that, Drowned Witch Scrolls. That's Shraka's set, which is crazy because of the fact that we just got that boss. Usually you have to wait a while before you get the crafting recipe. At the end of this episode, or maybe the start of next, see how much time it takes us, we're going to be showing you guys all of the new sets we pick up, because there's more. But we've gotten a lot. We've picked up like, I don't know, 6 or 7 since last time we checked for every build. And that's it. All you're wanting is your soul stone. So before we get into this, I do want to go craft something. Let's go get it. We got a lot of stuff here. This fight, it's challenging. So if you guys remember Maluka, it's the same fight, same moveset. I guess it's just showing that, any swordsman guard type guy they take gets the same moveset. I don't know. Yeah, I thought it was kind of weird, but it is what it is. So now looking at the time, yeah, we're 25. I knew we were going to go over, but we're not going to go. We're probably doing about 45 minutes to get them all done. It's not going to be that bad. I know some people complain about longer episodes, but sometimes, like I said before, we got a lot to do. So, either way, getting into sets. So for one, look at all this shit we picked up so far. It's crazy. Alright, guys. So Dragon Knight's new. Attack damage up by 50. If the enemy is exhausted, you get Spirit. Fire resistance to 50. Brutal attack gets you Spirit. So it's not bad. Knight's a new one. Dodge stamina cost decrease. Potent blow damage increase for 10 seconds. Plague resistance at 500. Every time an enemy is exhausted, you take 50% less damage. That's pretty nice, survivability. Nomad, plague resistance, critical, max health, critical damage. So these are more basic. Crusader, decent looking. Stamina damage increase of 8%, which is very odd. Usually it's like 10, 15, 20. Brutal attack, health recovery at 10%. Lightning resistance at 250. Unscathed 50% less damage. Wanderer, Slayer. So if you guys want to check this out, I'm not going to go over all of them, but Guardian's new, Shredder's new. Cleric, Hunter we've had, Bard we've had, Deep Shadow we've had, Ashen Wolf we've had, Butcher, Bishop. So that was that great sword, ring, and necklace we picked up a while back. And you guys already know about the Defector, you already know about the Pilgrim, the Warrior. So Drowned Witch set, we just got that. We've also just picked up Soul Eater set, right? So, like I said, now you can get it at unique quality, which is really nice. But the thing about it is, if you notice, you have one of each 3 weapon types. No matter your build, this works for everybody, guys. Everybody. So you're getting stamina. You're getting more stamina damage after a potent blow. Anytime an enemy is exhausted, you get 30% more damage for, 30 seconds. Every time you do a brutal attack or critical attack, you get 15% more damage on that. Then Phantom Judgment is really dope. So what this lets you do is, if let's say you're doing a critical attack, right? Well, as soon as you do it, it ends. Well, this does the critical, and then it keeps your enemy in critical. So reset the duration of an enemy's exhaustion. Like, that has some crazy fucking applications, guys. Crazy fucking applications. Drowned Witch, you son of a bitch. So I only have... Wait a second. We should have picked up Witch's Tentacle. Oh, it's in the next quest. Okay, I thought we had enough to craft this. I only have 2. But... I have the weapon. I have the headband. Didn't I have the headband? Maybe it's just the weapon and the boots. Right? No, it's the same as those. Alright, so we don't have enough. So I'll do it after the next quest. So I have 2. We'll pick up 3 or more. That'll be 5. He may sell some too. That's good. We ain't checked him with Danger for a bit because until later on, he just doesn't really have much that great. And he does, but I'm not getting any drawer helms yet. I know that. It's a waste. Yes, he's got Guardian, Frozen Mountain set, Fallen Lord set, Bandits, Beast Stravo, another World Mineral. Yep, he doesn't have what we need yet. Alright, we'll get it. I'll have 5, I have 2 pieces, that'll be 6, 7. So I think we'll be missing like 1 Witch Tentacle. So, alright, this is probably going to get set up in between episodes. I was hoping to do it now to use it on this boss and show you guys how the set properly works to, really get the best of it. But it's just not going to happen, Don't have time to stop and go farm her for those tentacles, unfortunately. Alright guys, so as mentioned, it's Maluka again. You guys know how that works. Now, things will be slightly different, right?
Sure,
you might do phase 2 attacks early. You might even start in phase 2, but he's not going to do anything you have not seen before. It's all shit you've seen. See, look at that. He goes right to phase 2. But that's the thing. You don't know what he's going to do. Mud wall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Remember, that's always going to be a down hit combo to maintain that stamina. I think he's a little tougher than Maluka, but oh no, it's the same fight, guys. Just like Maluka, he does not stay down for long. If you get that crit on him, he does not stay down for long. Alright. 1, 2, 3. Come on, buddy. Yep, so if you notice, the burst attack changed. I forgot about that part, that's my bad. I mean, it's the same, but instead of being able to do the counter at the start, you have to motion collect and then counter very late. Watch the flick of its wrist. There's elbow, rather. Gives you all the information you need to help deal with that. You can get that burn build up on him. It takes a bit with him because he's so active, but it does go a long way. It's okay. Yeah, it comes quick. I told you, it's difficult, dude. And then just trying to manage that fucking stamina joke. So I told you guys, keep on catching your first places. Damage is cool, but you pay for it every time. Because if I'm out of stamina, I'm not putting up no fucking damage. As I said, think about it. Stamina regen, or you have Wolfic, right? It increases your frontal damage. It might seem nice to have more frontal damage, because that would do more damage. With stamina, I can attack. And in the long run, that's going to do much more damage. That's something you guys gotta consider. You'll probably be going back to it. I do want to level Wolfic up in case of emergency, like pretty much. If we're struggling with the boss, I feel like we really need more damage. But in the long run, I think it's for us. I do. Oh, he fucked me in that one. He didn't do the mud wall first, he just did the combo out of nowhere. I've never seen that one before, why didn't warn you about it? Plus, if a boss, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, if a boss is like the same variant as a boss we already fought, we're not gonna waste time doing a guide when we have 3 side quests to do. So I was like, damn, I should've done a guide for him, but we've already done a guide when we fought Maluka. It's the same. No, you don't. Might be in a bad way. Yeah, I'm about to say, might be in a bad way. That's right, we just gotta be more aggressive. Let's put on catch check. Like I said, if we have more stamina to attack in the long run, that's gonna do more damage. We have leveled up Wolfric a bit. I'll put him back on later when we get to that 60 mark. Where we brought him up to level 6. It's about, what, a third of the way upgraded, so not bad. Made some progress at least. You know what, I like fire, I like to burn. Let's go in here and poison, see what that does for us. I think I remember that doing pretty good when we were testing stuff in the walkthrough prep. Come on, bitch. Told you don't get that fucking 60 stamina, bro. You're gonna be hating life. Thank you. 1, 2. Oh, I need to recover now. Go ahead and heal, dude. We're right at the start. I don't mind at all. Don't do it later. Told you guys, this right here, you know, it's harder than Maluka, I thought. Not so much you switch up the moveset, but damn does he have some help, dude. You know, damn does he have some fucking help. Yeah, you see this shit? And it's how far fully fills up after we got him down that much? That's fucking ridiculous. That really is. Come on. I cannot figure out his burst. I've never been able to. I think I may have took off reflection. We're actually doing damage because we're in moonlight. Oh, he's doing something too, though. There it is. I figured I'd find it eventually. The burst attack he's doing, it's different. It's different than Maluka. The timing's different. If you remember, when he did that whirlwind, we could have countered at the start of that. You can't do that with this guy, with Guido. You can't do it with him. You have to do like a multi-deflection, then you have to hit the first counter, and it is, you know, it's pretty damn difficult. Dodge. Seal. See, instead of doing the 9-hit combo, he did the unsheath. That's just it's just slight difference. I can craft more. I'm gonna keep it on. My timing. There it is. A little more clean poke on him. So he can drop Maluka's set. He's not Maluka, but he is, you know, same model. Alright. So now we have that. Go get your memory of Lydia.
Guido was my friend.
We're at 40 minutes. Unfortunately, I have to skip this, but it shows him pretty much holding Lydia captive until he falls in love with her. He's corrupted with chaos. He killed her parents. He admits it, and he kills her because she loved Tristan. My poor Lydia didn't even realize it. How could I be so foolish? Because he knew Guido. He wished he would have saw the signs, you know, apparently. All right. So either way, now we have that. We still have one more side quest to do. Like I said, I want to get all this done. You know, we need to move forward with the main story. 3 side quests, that's, you know, it's a lot of work, right? A lot of work. Alright. So for the last quest, you do not need any dialogue for this. You just jump on over, which is Volus Axe. So Volus is someone that used to serve under Khazan's men. So once you get over here, Volus had his own guys, and he went to essentially do a mission. And when he did, one of his guys went in, got corrupted by chaos, and changed. But he never went back for his guy to figure out what happened. We'll show the cutscene. Pretty much his guy came in here. He told him not to. He got corrupted, and Volus went to look for him, and, you know, he got himself killed. This is Volus' son wanting to know what happened.
General Khazan,
I need your help.
Went in there days ago.
He hasn't came out. So he's wondering what happened to his dad. So his dad went in after his friend got himself killed. Essentially what's happening. So Undead Hunter's Lantern. So let's say we're going to put all this stuff on at once. I don't think poison's going to do as much good against the undead. Fire would be better. Grab your memory. And the place should look familiar enough. El Ravnica again. The last bit of El Ravnica. So, I'm not going to say it's a puzzle, but you do need to move your way around here. You know, pull levers to access areas. That's all that's really going on. Figure out which lever to pull when. So there's no secret passage this time, if you notice. Alright, so you're going to be dealing with demons. There's not many undead, there's just a few. The demons are the biggest threat. So now they're going to start doing something you have not seen before. That's what he's doing right here. So he's going underground and popping back up. Get me out of this. Yep, so like I said, you haven't seen that to this point. Now you're going to start seeing it all over when you're fighting these guys. Where you at? Thank you. Thank you. Alright. So, don't worry about this room just yet. I mean, we could take him out to, you know, set us up for later on, but we have to work our way from the backside to get to him. Turn around immediately. Yep. There we go. I told you, it gets, starts getting a little tricky, guys. Starts getting a little bit tricky. Next spirit upgrade. Then we're gonna smack this. Smack this. These are just spiders right now. They'll step up. Now there's gonna be a corruptor here. If you guys, I mean, you guys can put on your corrupted lantern. I like the undead lantern better. I'd rather him just stay dead than, you know, shut down one of his attacks, which I could just deal with easy enough. So it's really up to you guys. That's the only real reason we wanted our lantern for the corrupt. Like I said, you could have went with the bastard. I like the undead better for him. That's what I recommend. But you guys do what you want. Corrupt, you know, the coward's lantern. All it does is kind of blinds him for a second, so you can attack him. But if you just rush him down, you can attack him anyways. So that's really kind of a waste. This is pretty nice. We get some resources, and then the Soul Piercer Spirit at unique quality around level 100. Now, there's going to be a few of these fuckers. Oh, dodged early in that one. Thank you. Alright, Dragon Scale Armor Set. That's what I told you guys. So there's going to be more sets we pick up. So we've already kind of covered everything. Dragon Scale is just another basic set at the end of the day. And that brings you all the way current. Now you can go on over. Yeah, it happens sometimes. Be careful, because you'll think you hit it and you did not. Alright, we got it. But now you can pull this. This is where things get confusing. You're like, which way do I go? So you worked your way around, open up this door. That's what we did over there. Then this opens up the door back all the way towards the start. So this area kind of threw me off at first. Alright, just, you know, be aggressive, guys. Thank you. Get this lever. Shut off all that laser bullshit. And also your path forward. But we do have one item to grab. Alright. Why it takes so long is absolutely beyond me. Like, that one takes a long fucking time. And that's what I said. Even if you pull those lasers, or pull those levers, that laser can still kill you. Even, you know, it can still go off. So, last time we were here, if you guys remember, there were some things like spirit orbs there, just to show there's nothing this time. Alright, so we're going to buff up. This guy can do venom if you guys are worried about it. He can be very aggressive. You only fought one before. If you can beat this guy without taking any damage, you can mark your item off the codex. It's probably not going to happen here. There's an area, we do this really cool area at the end of the third region. You're like in a theater. That makes it much easier to do this in the codex, but I'm still going to call it out. Yep, venom got us. We're dead. I was trying to stun him so I could heal, that way I could get to my inventory to cleanse. Did not work out. It's okay. I mean, I hate putting on cleanses for one fucking guy, but it seems like maybe we should. I mean, he's right here, so it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, maybe we should, just to be safe. Like I said, he's just one fucking guy, but still, he's a hell of a guy. So what we'll do is we'll buff up the fire, get to the poison just in case. Of it. We're already fucked. You wanna do anything different, bub? I hate this fucking fight. I can't say enough. Come on, prick. Come on. Thank you. We get him? Yes, we did. So, like I said, it's really fucking challenging, guys. It's pretty bad. It's pretty fucking bad. Hopefully, you know, you fared better than me. Now, luckily for us, we have some bullshit left, but not much, that we will be able to go ahead and rest him. So there's the 3 witch tentacle for our new set, right there. I forgot I put this spear on. I was sitting here like a dumbass, wondering why our special attack wasn't going off. 56. Might as well just keep it. Fuck the damage, let's make sure shit's matching. Alright, so anyway, make sure you get your collectible over there in the corner, which, you know, we just did. Over here on the left, if you guys remember, before was the illusionary wall, then you would drop down this way. There is a chest that gets you part of our armor set here. Make sure you pick it up. So, Great General, and then Ring of Silk Plague at unique quality, sure, just like before, but if you notice, level 84, 98. So, you can augment rings and necklaces, you just can't craft whichever ones you guys want. There's going to be a corruptor in here, so just rush on in, don't worry about the memory, get to them. Put them down. Jarling, that one doesn't even really flash, it's hard to see. Usually, if you guys remember, they kind of flash so you can see where it's at. Right, now we'll get our memory on the way out.
Let's just get out of here.
Now this next part's kind of trippy.
Valis earned my trust time and time again.
So there's your, you know, there's your bonfire. That's why I wasn't too worried about our healing. Because that guy, man, I mean, he's so fucking hard that he's so challenging, to me at least, that he's gonna wipe the fuck out of your resources. He's gonna wipe you out of resources as far as healing and everything else. So, you know, it's not much of a push here. You know, I love the choice to you guys. So right here's your final boss, if that's what you want to call it. Before we get to it, we have some trippy ass shit to deal with. So when you start going here, what you're gonna do is you have to try to stay out of this shit or block to it. But what you're looking for is this ramp. And trust me, I know it sucks. So wait for that laser to come, then drop down. You see what I'm saying? It's a fucking mess is what it is. Deal with it, you know, best you can, best you can. If you you guys notice, a lot of these attempts are kind of sloppy, you know, right? Like, we're getting our ass whooped, we're barely scraping by, but we're getting it done. That's Khazan. The game's frustratingly difficult, you know, at times. And you get to the end game. It's not even for a good reason. It's not because the enemy's hard. It's because they're just throwing 1,000 fucking guys on you in a really tight space. And it's rage-worthy, to say the least, you know. It really pisses me the fuck off sometimes. But you notice we're not getting killed, right? It's just really fucking rough. So that's how it's going to be, because the game's wanting you to just get very in tune with deflecting and dodging and, you know, attacking and blending it all in. And a lot of times it goes very well. Sometimes it does not. You know, as you see. So it is what it is. So I'm going to go ahead and get those. At this point, really just need to upgrade our stuff. So I'll probably pause on our skills. I'm pretty happy with those. I want to go ahead and jump into common and get this stuff done. So, like, you know, I don't need rest in peace. So we'll go ahead and get brutal attack execution. But yeah, I want to get all this because that's building up spirit with every fucking action. Dodging, blocking, deflecting, right? So you're going to constantly be building up spirit and using your big damaging skills. So this is something that's very important for the end game. Get all of this shit. So that's what I'm going to be doing first. Then, you know, probably get reflection next. Get all this shit knocked out. Maybe get some of our javelin abilities. And then all we got to do is upgrade. You know, there are things we might want, such as like this. Agility decreases the stamina cost of dodging, like fully upgrading that. You know, get your defensive stuff here. But I kind of tie that in with upgrades. So what I like to do is just start here, you know, upgrade, 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 and just work my way left to right all the way down. That's typically the best way to do it. Either way, moving forward, this is hardly a boss, just big elite enemies, right? So you have a Twisted Mage, Disrupted Creation. So he's trying to break that guy out. That guy's definitely gonna get broke out. Do your best. Stay aggressive. Try to get the mage done first. Rough, like I said. Good God. Why are you doing so much damage, bub? Alright, he should be about dead. Now he's got a nice fair-ish fight. Yeah. As I said, that's what it really comes down to, guys. Just knowing how to separate enemies. You know, do what you gotta do. Pull one over, separate, focus one. You know who to focus over the other. That's what it really is. If you just go on in and you're trying to fight 3 guys at once, you're gonna get killed. So separate. That's the biggest thing. Pull one over at a time. Do your best. So we'll let this play out for this story because we're at the end of the episode.
Further! Don't go on alone! Where do you think you're going?
Werther. Where is he? I know I heard him.
Werther! I can't bring myself to fight you. My friend!
Valis, you stay true to yourself until...
Father, General.
Look, either way, that wraps up all of our loose ends. So what we're going to be doing now is just going back to the crevice and, you know, crafting or whatever you guys want to do. We'll go ahead and just at least turn in. So I guess what we could do is I'll give a nod to the better sets, of course. But as far as like breaking down everything, we're not going to do that. At the end of every episode, when we get stuff, and this is what we have been doing, but we're going to turn it all in, right? Meaning just all you do is talk to them, then all your stuff will appear. But when you guys get new sets, look over, see what you want. I mean, most of it's just going to be basic stuff, you know, decent, but it's basic. Of course, you can go on up and separate. So at this point, we're finally getting, you know, a good start here, right? Finally getting a good start. Ooh, look at this. We don't have materials to even craft this. So this is what I tell you guys. You got to do this all the time. If you're not going to use it, break it down. Unique quality armor makes unique quality armor, right? Unique quality weapons makes unique quality weapons. Same thing, you know, for everything else. So if you want to get your resources so that you can, you know, craft what you want at the best quality, this is something that you have got to do. Or you're just not going to really get it, man. You know, you will, but it's going to take forever. You don't want to be by the end of the game because you're going to be reliant on the chest that you find. You know, find your blades and, you know, stuff like that. And like I said, it doesn't really give you what you need. Now, I'm not breaking down anything rare. I don't need to. We're trying to craft unique. And don't break down stuff like this. That's just, you know, obviously it's not smart, right? But if you're not using it, it's that unique, get rid of it. Like, I'm not using that anymore. That's gone. Don't need, don't need, don't need, don't need, don't need. But yeah, that's the main gist of it, guys. Don't need, don't need, don't need. It should actually give us quite a bit. That's why I like to save up on it for a while. Because it does, you know. It goes a long way. And if I want to respec it to a strength build and craft in these sets, I could do that too. You know, we'll have the resources to craft it fresh as we go through, guys. So it's not, you know, not the biggest deal. Alright, but either way, guys, you guys get the point. So with that, we're going to go ahead and wrap on up. So y'all stay tuned. We'll catch you back here shortly.